A humanitarian crisis has slammed our borders, and now New Mexico will play a critical role in the response.
Hundreds of Central American families will soon be in Artesia, and barracks at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center are being transformed into temporary shelters. KOAT Action 7 reporter Regina Ruiz is in Artesia, where immigration officials gave a tour of the facility.
Today, a senior ICE official gave us an hour-and-a-half tour of this facility. He talked about transparency, being an open book, but we weren't allowed to film that tour. Instead, you're about to see about a half an hour of footage taken afterwards. Turning military-style barracks into a place for children. That's a task Immigration and Customs Enforcement, known as ICE, has undertaken. Officials from dozens of agencies, including the Border Patrol, sharpened their skills at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center in Artesia, New Mexico. But now nearly 700 Central Americans will also be on that same campus. Top officials talked a lot about transparency here, but not only did they not let us film our tour, we were only allowed to get an audio interview with a press secretary when it was over.
We are committed to treating them humanely and with dignity.
Those coming to Artesia are mostly mothers and children from El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. Many are escaping violence, gangs, and record murder rates in their home countries. They're coming here, hoping for the American dream. The dangerous and desperate journey to the United States for Central Americans is thousands of miles long. They take buses, walk, ride atop of trains, and along the way, women and children are victims of sexual abuse and violence. Thousands of Central American families have crossed the border this year alone. The ones bused to Artesia will live in 3 buildings with 28 rooms each, a playroom, and a room that's like a doctor's office. Several families will have to share each bedroom. All of them are either in the middle of the deportation process or seeking asylum in the United States. ICE officials say families that are deported will only be here for about 10 to 15 days, but those seeking asylum could be here much longer. Reporting from the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center in Artesia, Regina Ruiz, Action 7 News.
ICE officials would not say when the families would arrive, only that it's soon.
The housing facility is raising plenty of concerns in Artesia. People who live near FLETC are worried about their safety and the safety of those who work there.
And I think they are putting the people that's working, protecting our country in danger.
It raises a lot of suspicion. It does create distrust as far as the community goes.
Many of the residents we spoke to say they found out only a week ago that these immigrants were coming. They say they wish the government would have been more open about its plans.
The mayor of Artesia is also commenting on what's happening at FLETC. Mayor Philip Birch says he believes the Central American immigrants seeking asylum could be at the center for a year, even longer. Birch says residents are upset about the temporary center opening and are worried about unvaccinated children. And Governor Martinez is reacting to what residents are saying. She says immigrants entering the country along the U.S.-Mexico border have stretched resources, and New Mexico is doing its part to help.
We understand why they want to come to America. We understand that they see opportunities here. But we have to have certain policies and ways of doing this.
It's unclear how many of the 700 undocumented immigrants coming to New Mexico will be deported within a few days of arriving. As many as 10% of them are expected to seek asylum because they fear returning to their home countries. Those people could be in the U.S. much longer while their cases are in court.
Federal agents arrest 20